Let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself for a second. Have you ever noticed that moment when a woman doesn't pull away? Not when you flirt, not when you compliment her, but when you touch her, and she lets it happen. That moment isn't accidental. And tonight, I'm going to tell you something most men never realize. If she lets you touch certain places, you're not getting lucky. You've already won psychologically. And no, this isn't about sex. It's about access. Because before a woman gives you her body, she gives you permission. And once that permission is given, the dynamic changes forever. Stay with me, because one of these signs almost every man misreads, and it costs them everything. Most men think attraction happens in the bedroom, but women decide it long before that. Let's get one thing clear right now. Women don't allow touch the same way men do. For men, touch is often casual. For women, touch is selective. Every place on her body has a psychological boundary, and when she lets you cross certain boundaries, she's already made an internal decision about you. Not consciously, emotionally. That's female psychology. So let's break it down. Before we dive deeper, a quick message. If you've been learning from my videos and you want to support this work, you can subscribe to me on Facebook with a paid membership, send stars, or join my YouTube channel's paid community. Your support helps me create more powerful content for you, and I truly appreciate every bit of it. All right, now let's continue. 1. If she lets you touch her hand for longer than necessary. I'm not talking about a quick handshake. I'm talking about when your fingers linger and she doesn't pull away. Maybe she even squeezes slightly or relaxes into it. This is subtle but powerful. Her hands are a trust zone. If she lets you stay there, it means she feels safe and curious. And curiosity is dangerous, in a good way, because once a woman is curious about you, she starts imagining. She imagines what else might feel like that. What other moments might exist between you? What it would be like if the touch didn't end. That imagination is where attraction begins to accelerate. And here's what's interesting. Psychologically, the hand represents openness. When she allows prolonged contact there, she's symbolically opening a door. Not rushing through it, just unlocking it. Seeing if you're patient enough to notice, confident enough not to force it. Here's where most men mess this up and turn attraction into awkwardness. They rush. They grip too hard. They overstay emotionally. They think more pressure equals more interest. Wrong. The key is calm confidence. Hold. Release. Let her feel the absence. Because absence creates longing, and longing creates desire. That's how touch creates tension. It's not about constantly being there. It's about being there just enough that she notices when you're not. Women are incredibly attuned to rhythm. The rhythm of conversation. The rhythm of attention. The rhythm of touch. When you understand that rhythm, you don't need to do more. You just need to do it right. 2. If she lets you touch her wrist or forearm. This one is big. The wrist is intimate without being sexual. It's close to the pulse, close to vulnerability. If she lets you guide her by the wrist, or doesn't resist when your hand rests there, she's allowing direction. Psychologically, that means she's comfortable letting you lead. And leadership is deeply attractive to women, even when they don't admit it. Even when they say they want equality in everything. There's something primal about a man who can lead without dominating, who can guide without controlling, who can touch her wrist and make her feel both safe and excited at the same time. That contradiction, safety and excitement, is the foundation of attraction. Most men only offer one or the other, safe but boring, exciting but unstable. The man who offers both, he becomes unforgettable. And the wrist is where that begins to register, because it's gentle, but it's also firm. It says, I know where we're going, without saying a word. But this next one? This one separates men she likes from men she desires. 3. If she lets you touch her lower back. Listen carefully. The lower back is not neutral territory. It's a protected zone. Think about it. Who gets to touch a woman's lower back? Her partner, her family maybe, people she trusts completely. If she allows your hand there, especially while walking or standing close, she has already categorized you as safe, dominant, and familiar. That's a dangerous combination, because once a woman feels those three things together, she stops seeing you as just a guy. She starts seeing you as her guy. Not officially, not yet, but emotionally, the shift has already happened. And here's the thing most men don't realize. The lower back is a leadership position. When you place your hand there while guiding her through a crowd, opening a door, or walking beside her, you're non-verbally communicating ownership. Not possessive ownership, protective ownership. The kind that says, "I've got you." And women respond to that on a level deeper than logic. It taps into something evolutionary, something they might not even be consciously aware of, but they feel it, and feeling is everything. But there's a touch that matters even more than where you place your hand. 4. If she leans into your touch. This is the giveaway most men completely miss. It's not what you do, it's what she does in response. If she leans in, doesn't flinch, doesn't create distance, her body is saying yes, even if her mouth says nothing. Women communicate comfort through proximity. If she closes space instead of creating it, you're already past the hardest part. Because think about what leaning in actually means. It means she wants more of what you're offering, more contact, more closeness, more of you. She's not just tolerating the touch, she's seeking it. And that's when you know the psychological shift is complete. She's no longer testing, she's responding. She's no longer guarded, she's open. And openness in a woman who's usually selective is one of the most powerful signs you'll ever receive. But here's the part that requires discipline. You have to notice it without reacting too strongly. You have to see the lean, feel the surrender, and stay calm. Because the moment you get overexcited, overeager, or start expecting more, you break the spell. You turn a beautiful moment of connection into a transaction, and nobody wants to feel like a transaction. And now I'm going to tell you the mistake that instantly kills this attraction. The fastest way to lose after you've won. You assume. You think touch means permission for more. Wrong. Touch is a test, not a green light. Women watch what you do after she allows touch. Do you stay grounded or get needy? Do you stay calm or get excited? Do you lead or ask for approval? The man who wins is the man who doesn't rush the prize. He doesn't treat her openness like an invitation to take everything. He treats it like a gift, something to be honored, something to be respected. And ironically, that respect is what makes her want to give more. Because most men, the moment they sense opportunity, pounce. They escalate, they push. They assume that because she allowed A, she must want B, C, and D. But women don't work that way. Women open slowly. They test in layers. And every layer you pass with patience and confidence, that's another level of trust you've earned. So when she lets you touch her hand, her wrist, her lower back, don't see it as the finish line. See it as the starting point, the beginning of something that could be extraordinary if you don't ruin it by rushing. Here's the part nobody tells you about female psychology. Women don't fall for touch. They fall for how touch makes them feel about themselves. Safe, desired, chosen, but not chased. When you touch without expectation, you become rare, and rarity creates value. Because let's be real, most men touch with agenda. They touch to get something, to prove something, to move things forward. But the man who touches simply to connect, the man who touches to communicate presence, not pressure, he stands out. He becomes the exception in a world full of men who only know how to take. And women remember the exception. They think about him. They wonder about him. They start to crave his presence because he made them feel something they rarely feel. Valued without being used. Seen without being sexualized. Desired without being objectified. That's the power of intentional, calibrated touch. It's not about what you take. It's about what you give. And what you give is a feeling. A rare, intoxicating feeling that she'll want to experience again and again and again. If she lets you touch here, hand, wrist, lower back, you're already inside her emotional boundary. From there, it's not about doing more, it's about doing less, better. It's about presence over performance, connection over conquest, patience over pressure. Because the truth is this, most men are so focused on the next step that they miss the moment they're in. They're so concerned with where things are going that they forget to be where they are. And women feel that. They feel the absence of presence. They feel the hunger for more. And it turns them off faster than anything else. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you're with a woman and she allows you into her space, into her boundaries, don't think about what comes next. Just be there. fully, confidently, calmly. Let her feel that you're not in a hurry, that you're not performing, that you're just present, because presence is the most attractive thing you can offer. And once she feels it, she won't want to let you go. If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you like this video. It really helps the channel. And subscribe, because the videos coming next go even deeper into truths most people are afraid to say out loud. Truths about attraction, about psychology, about the unspoken dynamics between men and women that nobody talks about, but everyone experiences. And before you go, check out the other videos on this channel for more wisdom, psychology, and uncomfortable truths that most men learn too late. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's next, because what I'm about to share in the coming videos will completely change the way you see relationships, attraction, and yourself. Stay sharp, stay present, and remember, you've already won the moment she lets you in. Don't lose it by rushing the prize.